Hello and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. Today I'm talking about starting some bullet journals. I know I am super late to this trend and journaling this way, but I'm gonna try it for something new. I'm hoping to have a personal one and then also one for my channel and kind of planning out my content and things like that. Here are my little fur babies. This is Ben. He is an Australian Shepherd pup and always has to come see what I'm doing when I'm talking, because normally it's just me and you and the baby, huh? And then Miko, my little grumpy kitty back there. I'm honestly surprised that she has stayed there. But I am so excited to get into these bullet journals, and so I was just gonna show them to you real quick and tell you a little bit about how I'm getting them started. And this is definitely gonna be a vlog style video, way more casual than my regular episodes of the Good Hearted podcast. So just hang in there with me as I have my dog right next to me, very eager for my attention. I started looking up bullet journals and they are like hella expensive, and I did not want to pay for something that I might not use, because I have bought so many planners and agendas and I just end up not using them, and then I get pissed off that I've spent the money on them. So I found these notebooks at Walmart, and they are dot ruled and there's 80 sheets. And so it's just like this shows right here. They also had grid ones. I wanted to try the dot because I don't really like the look of the grid ones. And so anyway, they were like $2 a piece. So that was way more reasonable to me to try these and get started. They are way bigger than the normal bullet journal, at least from what I could tell. But again, a super affordable option for bullet journals. And so I got one to be my personal one that's kind of more for fun, and to also just kind of let me be creative and express myself doing something cheap and something without leaving the house. And then I also wanted to have one for my podcast and my YouTube channel. So this one, I was so excited to get started on it this morning. And so I just have the Papermate InkJoy gel pen. I really like this. It's the 0.7 millimeter one. I have some colored ones, but I also love the classic black one. And then I've actually had these highlighters forever. Dylan picked them up for me somewhere, and they are retractable and they do not bleed through the page, at least not that I have noticed. And so I kind of just started a little tiny bit, nothing crazy. I'm wanting my one for my business to be like very minimal, but I wanted to have like a year at a glance thing and a place to brainstorm things, reflect on, you know, the past year and how things did. And then I also want to be able to map out every single episode or video that I do, because right now this is my system. It is this notebook. Actually, I kind of just write notes, and when I'm done writing notes for one episode, I start the next, and then I go on. And so then I normally miss like announcements that I need to have, or my hook in the beginning and my, you know, nice smooth outro at the end. So I'm hoping by having a more structured layout on like a dotted page like this, then I can make sure I have all of that stuff so that I have a really good, well-rounded episode or video. I went on Pinterest last night and just saved some spread ideas. These are not going to be strict for me. I'm not going to do daily journaling. I might not even open my personal one for months at a time. I would not be surprised if I did that, because that is just who I am as a person. I just like to have those ideas so that if I'm feeling kind of in a slump, or if I'm just fidgety and I want to do something, then I can look at my Pinterest board and then work on recreating the spread that will work for me. And like I said, I'm not trying to track like my water and my exercise and how often I clean my room and make sure I do it every day. I more want to track things like trips I go on and concerts I book and packing lists. Like, we go to Kentucky pretty regularly to visit family, and every time I have to think about all the shit I need to pack. And so just some of those things that are like normal or repetitive in my life, I would just like to have it all in one spot. Also, like having a dinner menu that's just right here, so that when I'm kind of in a slump with cooking, I can glance at it and be like, oh, you know what? I have not made this in a while. You know, that's quick and easy. Let's do it. So that's really kind of my hope and intention for these journals. Okay, so it's been like an hour since I last popped on here and talked to you. I do not feel like I've gotten much done, because setting up a bullet journal is so tedious. I have not even touched like my one that's for fun and personal use. So I just abandoned it for now and set it to the side because I really just want to get my business one set up so that I can start using it. Also, I always feel like a little tiny child at our coffee table. It is massive. Dylan built this a long time ago, and it's been in our living room like ever since. But I also like sitting here and eating sometimes, or even using it as like a workspace, because I don't love sitting like at the dining room table or at my desk. I would much rather sit here or on the couch and watch The Office while I do something like this. So that's why I'm on the floor like a child at my coffee table. Okay, so what I ended up doing was right here, I have a 2022 year-end review. Lay down, bud. With some questions for me to reflect on at the end of 2022. I know we're still kind of a while from the end of the year, but I'm just treating this as like my planner for next year. And then I just left a couple blank pages just in case I need it for something else. And then on this page, this is what I'm hoping to do every month for the podcast and my YouTube channel. So this is for the month of October because right now it is September 26th and this is not pretty, not at all. I do not doodle, I don't draw, I don't have pretty handwriting. Like this is a very minimal looking bullet journal and I'm okay with that. I want the one for business to be very functional and to not take up a bunch of time, and then the one that's going to be my personal one can be more fun. And I'm hoping that every month I will have a page that just kind of lets me look at how my podcast and my YouTube channel is doing at a glance. So at the very top I have October, and then I have a section right here where I can kind of jot some goals down if I want to. This has October 1st and October 31st where I can compare basically what my stats are. That way I can kind of continue to focus on the things that are doing well and let other things go that are not performing as well. And then under here, again, this is so fucking ugly and I'm sorry. I'm sure this is hurting like a lot of people's feelings, but I was not about to use stamps or try to write pretty. I just wrote in my regular handwriting. So I left lots of extra space. For right now, I'm only doing 2 podcast episodes per month, which is a very small amount, and I know that. But I've tried to crank out content every single week, and I do it well for a while, and then just like everything kind of falls off. So I'm just really trying to downsize some things and get some systems in place so that it's like a well-oiled machine. And so when things come up, or, you know, when Harper doesn't take a nap or grandparents can't take her for the day, I'm not totally screwed when it comes to my channel and my podcast episodes. And then also each month I want to have this calendar kind of at a glance view. So this just says October again, and then I just made the, you know, the normal grid calendar with Sunday through Saturday. And what I decided to do, I will show you in a minute, because I did do one other thing, which was make like a color key for this particular bullet journal. And so I went through and I put all the dates, right? But then I wanted to mark which days I need to publish content, and then which days I can record content and which days I am unavailable. So then down here at the bottom, just under that calendar, I have my video checklist. And so this will just allow me to write down the titles of the videos, and then I can check off when each step is done. And so then after the monthly spreads are done, I want to have a spread for each piece of content that I create. So whether it's a vlog or a regular podcast episode, I want to have a spread where I can open this here and see everything I need to see. I also got this notebook because I really prefer spiral notebooks. And so I was sitting up there thinking, and I was killing time. And so I'll show you what I did while I was killing time. I made a key just for my colored highlighters so far. I don't have any other kind of like icons that I'm using, if you call it that. I don't know. Again, I am so super new to this bullet journaling. I'm just trying my best and probably not doing a great job, but hopefully it will work for me. But I wanted to leave plenty of room to add things, because I hate when I run out of room and then I'm like pointing an arrow or I'm writing in the margins or whatever. And so I just was like, I can fill up this whole notebook and that is okay. It was literally $2. And so I'm just trying to give myself plenty of room in case I want to add to this later. Okay, so back to having a spread for each piece of content that I make. The main reason I wanted to get a journal like this specifically for all of my business shit is because I also write things in all kinds of random notebooks and on notes on my phone, and then I can't find anything. Right before I sat down to do this, I actually found the format because I was like, I kind of had a rough draft of what I would have wanted in my bullet journal, and I couldn't find anything else on Pinterest that was like going the direction that I wanted to go with this. I just want to have a nice big area to dump little information to just make sure I am getting the most out of my video and giving the most content possible. I'm gonna sit here for a few minutes. I found a nice template to use on Pinterest that I think I'm just gonna use as like inspiration to draw out my spreads. And so I think I'll do a little time lapse of me doing that, hopefully, and then I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. I got that spread done. Took me a couple minutes. It was actually a really quick time lapse, but it probably took me like 10 or 15 minutes to really think out how I wanted the layout to be and to, do all that. And so at the very top here, I have a spot for the title. And then here I can circle whether it's an episode or a vlog. So then at the very top here, I have full title. And again, I have plenty of space here, so I can put different options and then maybe choose which one I like the best. Then I have thumbnail copy and then what playlist I want to add it to. So whether I want to add it to the regular Good Hearted podcast playlist or to a vlog playlist or something else, who knows. But then that way when I'm going to like publish this and put all the info where I need to, I can just look right at this and I've already made the decisions. Then I have a little green box right here to put some kind of welcome, an opening line, and then also a hook. So something that makes it interesting and makes people want to continue watching. And then this section, I feel like the bulk of my episodes are backstory leading up to the meaty part of the episode and how I ended up learning that lesson or why I love it so much, why it works for me. And so that's why I gave myself a big open space to just jot whatever I want to down there. And then I kind of fucked up on this page, but again, this is not supposed to be super pretty and I'm not doing it again. So I have 4 squares here. So I did 4 because normally, when you write an essay, you want 3 core points. But normally when I do an episode, sometimes I just have 3 points, but usually it's more like 5. And sometimes I can increase that, decrease it. So I thought maybe I could just either have 4 separate thoughts here. I could even break up within the square to do an extra point, just all kinds of flexibility. So I didn't put any kind of title in these 4 boxes. So they'll just end up serving me in whatever way they need to. And then I have a spot for the conclusion at the bottom where I can kind of wrap things up nicely, bring up any other points or thoughts that I had on the topic and maybe just jot them here. So that way, if I'm in the groove recording something, I don't totally forget something that's important. And then I also have a little star for a reminder for a call to action at the bottom, just to remind people to like and subscribe to my videos. That's all I have right now. This is not a pretty bullet journal. I'm sorry if that's what you were looking for, but if you weren't, I hope this is encouraging for you that you don't have to have it super pretty and elaborate to have something that is functional for you. I'm hoping to follow up on this in a couple weeks or a couple months and let you know if this process and system is working for me. One thing about me, I am not afraid to jump ship if it is not serving me. If I'm trying something new and it's not working out, I don't believe in making myself crazy, making something work. I would rather just be you know what? I tried it and it wasn't for me, and then I can move on. I do feel encouraged by just setting this up that I think it will work well for me, because as I go, I can make whatever kind of pages I need. and it can just be really concise and clear. And, you know, being able to open to like one video page and just see everything I need to know about that one video, I think will be huge and super helpful and just make all of my computer work go so much faster. So I hope you enjoyed this vlog style video. If casual videos are not really your thing, I would love for you to check out my podcast, The Good Hearted Podcast. It's on all of the podcasting platforms and then also in video form here on YouTube. So feel free to check those out. I have a whole library. I think I've got like 60 episodes, maybe 70 that are available, and at least like 30 or 40 of those have become YouTube videos. At the very beginning, I wasn't filming things because I was new and just trying to make what I had work. But I am excited to do some more vlog style videos like this. If you enjoy this video, please be sure to let me know in the comments. Let me know if you would like to see another update if I continue to do this. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next one.